Polar bear here. The skinniest I ever remember being was when I was 11 years old and still just a little cub, and I weighed 290 pounds. Was Amberlynn Reid, 290 pounds, 131.8 kilograms at the age of 11. Evil Arch Conservative has some doubts. First off, the average height for an 11-year-old girl in the USA is 57 inches or 4 foot 9 inches, and that'd be 145 centimeters for my friends in the rest of the world. I really wish the US would go on the metric system. Okay, that is 5 to 6 inches shorter than what she is now. And if you're having difficulty picturing 6 inches, an American dollar bill is 6 inches and 1/8. So that's actually something I use when I need to measure something really quick. I just grab a bill out of my wallet. Okay. The average weight of an 11-year-old girl in the U.S. is 81 pounds. And that is 36.8 kilograms. If Amberlynn Reid was 290 pounds at 11 years old, that's 3.58 times more than the average girl in the United States. Now, I looked up the typical average weights for U.S. girls. Now, granted, this will vary depending on their height, but this is typical average weights. I knew a girl that I used to babysit who was below the height chart, and she wasn't a midget or a dwarf, but she was just under the height chart. So obviously she weighed a lot less, and I've got a cousin who ended up being very tall, and so he weighed a little bit more as a child because he was much taller. But let's look at some of these numbers. Your average 3-year-old weighs 31 pounds or 14.1 kilograms. As an example, if a 3-year-old was 3.58 times their weight, they would weigh 109 pounds. Typical 4-year-old, 35 pounds, 15.9 kilograms. 5-year-old, 40 pounds, 18.2 kilograms. Age 6, 44 pounds, 20 kilograms. Age 7, 51 pounds, 23.2 kilograms. At age 8, 57 pounds and 25.9 kilograms. Age 9, 64 pounds, 29.1 kilograms. Age 10, 72 pounds, 32.7 kilograms. As we stated earlier, age 11 is 81 pounds, 36.8 kilograms. And age 12 is 92 pounds and 41.8 kilograms. Now, for Amberlynn Reid, and this is just a super simple example, to weigh 290 pounds at age 11, that is the equivalent of having one candy bar or one serving of ramen every day of her life above what she needed to gain weight and engage in activities. Now here's some reasons why I really don't think she weighed that much. She's never mentioned having to sit in a special desk at school. Or at least, when she was in elementary school or early middle school. And I was 11 years old in 5th grade, 12 in 6th. But, your elementary desks are smaller, although most of them have adjustable legs so they can grow as the children grow. And your high school desk is adult-sized. And she's never mentioned, being singled out because she had to use a special desk in elementary school. She's also never mentioned having to wear adult clothing, and at that height she would have needed to have gone to an adult petite plus size store. And petite does not mean super skinny, it means short in the clothing world. The type 2 diabetes. And we all learned that there's 2 types of diabetes. Type 1 is called childhood diabetes, and type 2 is adult onset. And I know there's more to it than that. I've never really researched it, but Mary Tyler Moore, in her early 30s, I think she was 31, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And there's a trend in the United States now for of children developing type 2 diabetes. And I honestly believe if she was that massive at age 11, she would have had type 2 diabetes as a child or a teen. There's just no doubt in my mind. I mean, it's just way too heavy. I've seen a couple of articles in the mainstream media, and I also looked up some scholarly articles and read the abstract on that, because you gotta either be an academic or pay to get the whole article. But basically, childhood type 2 diabetes is on the rise worldwide, particularly in the U.S. The one article I read said the rates are increasing 2.8 to 4.0% a year for both type 1 and type 2 diabetes in children. The abstract said they weren't really sure why, although they suspect it was diet related. And that was particularly when they were talking about type 1 diabetes. Type 2 is almost universally associated with excess weight. And 30 years ago, type 2 diabetes was actually still reasonably rare. It was, a minor, and I'm talking healthcare overall, a relatively minor issue in the healthcare world. So, do I think Amberlynn Reid was fat as a child? Absolutely. Do I think she was teased about it? Absolutely. Now, back when Amberlynn was talking about the pain in her leg and how she diagnosed herself with lymphedema, and then she said she was diagnosed with it in the ER. Oh, I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. Oh yeah, she said that children when she was young was teasing her because of her lymphedema. Now, do I think elementary school kids or middle school kids or even most high school kids have heard the term lymphedema? No. Do I think they called her a fat? ASS? Yep, because kids can be mean, and I'm sure Amberlynn dished it out as well as she could take it. Well, I don't think she took it as well, but I'm sure she could dish it out really well. If I really had to speculate how big she was at 11, I would guess closer to probably 160 to 190 pounds. I honestly do not think she was close. She was pushing 300 at 11. So that's my opinion on that issue. And the reason I wanted to bring it up was because there's a lot of things in the Amberlynn Reid world where people accept what Amberlynn says with pretty much on face value. And there's other things, even when she's got the receipts, where they want the receipts notarized and people swearing on the Bible that it's true. Oh, wonderful. My neighbors are yelling again. That's why I don't not liking filming out here in the late afternoon, early evening anymore.